Have a good day to each and everyone. I am Jurian Tita Barada, 20 years old, a second-year college student of Cotabato State University, taking Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English. In this video presentation, I am going to have a discussion about the Chapter 3, Lesson 4, which is all about the biodiversity and a healthy society. However, before proceeding to the formal discussion, let us have first our learning outcomes. At the end of the lesson, the student should be able to define what biodiversity is, explain the impacts of biodiversity on human population growth, and apply how we can protect our environment by knowing the signs of contamination. Our planet Earth shares trillions of varied species. The varied species of our plants and animals and the places they live is called biodiversity. Altogether, they give us all our needs in life, like food, clear drinking water, crisp air, medicines, and provide us our homes. Biodiversity is like a safety net. We take into consideration the huge variety of our plants and animals in our planet Earth as threads in the net. The more threads that adhere and intertwine, the net gets stronger and the better nature can provide us and less threats for a climate change. Unfortunately, people have been disregarding the safety and health of the net for decades. The forests were flattened to give way for farming. We have net young fishes until their numbers have collapsed. Wetlands were bulldozed, causing floods and wreak havocs. The great impact man has done for the very first time in human history is full understanding of when to start mending the affected net wherein our natural world we love and depend upon. There is still the need to reverse the losses of nature, but we need to move swiftly to avoid any catastrophic change. The impact of biodiversity on human life. The human species is just one of Earth's 1.9 million living life forms. It has arisen by the same mechanisms as other species. It has the same physical requirement as other similar species. It is dependent for its survival on its successful interaction with Earth's plant and animals species. Ultimately, it is a subject to the same limitations to growth as any other species. However, humans are also unlike any other species because of their niche as thinking, planning, and technological beings. Due to their ability to use technology, the human population is growing virtually unchecked by the natural factors that limit other species populations. Human technologies have had significant impacts on the natural world by producing materials that pollute the air, water, and soil. Its activities are increasingly displacing or destroying natural habitats and their ecological communities, reducing biodiversity and endangering the survival of many, if not all, Earth's living things. As a species, it is essential that we understand the necessity of preserving the natural environment and its living species as a means of ensuring our own survival. While some progress has been made in correcting certain environmental problems, much remains to be done. Education and environmental awareness on a global level is essential. Governments, industries, and the general public must come together with the long-range impact of human activity that destroys the very fabric of biological life on Earth. Human population growth. Human population growth has risen at a very rapid rate over the past centuries. The development of medical technology has reduced the incidence of disease in many parts of the world and the likelihood of starvation in developed nations. This rapid increase in human population and technology that supports that growth has put extreme pressures on the natural world, threatening the survival of natural species and habitats. Human population has grown faster than the food supply, causing widespread famine that threatens to eliminate large portions of the populations. Poverty and hunger in these areas had led to the resurgence of diseases that have been all but eradicated in the world's developed nations. These same conditions have forced some people to abandon their homes in search of food and to be exposed to the elements, further reducing their ability to survive. Such occurrences are becoming more frequent and severe. It remains to be seen when similar collapses will occur in developed countries. Apparently, the human species is rapidly approaching a point where it will be unable to sustain continued growth. Pollution and destruction in our environment. Technological and industrial processes have led to the production of chemicals and byproducts that are harmful to living things. Such toxic chemicals have contributed to our global environment pollution. Examples of pollutants include acidic ions pesticides. When they are released into the environment, these pollutants contaminate water, air, and soil, and make survival of natural species difficult or impossible. Humans are exposed to these pollutants, and we are also subject to their toxic effects. The industrial byproducts, such as dioxin, pose similar dangers to many species, including humans. The combining of acidic ions with atmospheric water has resulted in acid precipitation, which has acidified lakes and disrupted natural ecosystem. Destruction of habitat. Humans have used their technologies to remove trees and other plant life from wide areas of their natural habitat for the purpose of creating agricultural lands, industrial zones, roadways, or residential and commercial developments. Humans have drained, filled, or redirected wetlands, ponds, streams, and other natural water habitats for the same purpose. Collectively known as habitat destruction, these activities have had the effects of displacing plant and animal species, which plays an important part to the maintenance of a balanced ecosystem. Human agriculture has produced a variety of negative effects due to the inattention to its impacts on the natural environment. Failure to use cover crops that protect soil from erosion between planting cycles has exposed bare soil to erosion, resulting in loss of topsoil and sedimentation of water resources. That's all for this video presentation. Thank you for listening and watching.